All right, it's trying to connect to the GBD-H2000, which it cannot do because I have the GBD-H2000 in power saving mode. So I'm going to exit power saving mode, and the Bluetooth connection will commence with the Casio Watches app. And we're going to update the software. And an important part of software connection is the proximity of the watch to the phone. Okay, because this is low energy Bluetooth, and I believe, and this is just my hunch, that a lot of the problems that guys have with software updating has to do with all the ones and zeros being transmitted by the Bluetooth. How much bit checking is going on? I don't know, and the distance from the watch to the phone, it could introduce some corruption, right? And from guys who have checked in with problems with the GBD-H2000 or the Rangeman, they'll say that certain functions are kind of darkened out. Like they'll be going through, and they'll be like, you see how these are white? Sometimes they'll be like dark, and so that happens when the battery is low. So I'll ask right off the bat, is the battery low? They know the battery is good. Well, the next thing I would say is try and update the software again, right? And it's still trying to connect. I don't know why it's not connecting, but what I will do to kind of help the process is hold down the rev button to reveal settings menu, and I'll scroll. I won't go into the settings. I'll scroll through to where it says connect. And so now it's connecting on both ends. The watch is trying to connect, and the phone's trying to connect. And there you go. Bing, bang, boom. Connected. All right. Okay. Now the app is still trying to connect. The phone says it's connected. All right. When you look at the top, see right there. Okay. Well, it's sending me notifications, which is odd because, hold on. All right. I don't want notifications on. I'm going to have to like terminate the app and restart the app. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, now, here we go. All right. So what I did was on the iPhone, you swipe up to get the whole app list, the open apps, and then you swipe up on whatever screen to terminate that app. And so I terminated the Casio Watches app and restarted it. And so the phone is connected to the watch because it's sending me notifications. But now the app is having trouble connecting. It's trying to connect. And there we go. All right. So now the watch is connected to the app, and we have spinning circles. So this home is just it's kind of like a commercial. There's a lot of commercials here. You can buy more watches. I want you to buy more watches. Well, we'll go to my watch, and I have a notification that an important software update is available. No indication what is part of that. So we will have to update our watch. So I'll just click on the watch. Oh, here's some details. All right. It doesn't say what exactly we're in for. What is it updating? Will it bring a timer that will update failed? Okay, wait and try again. I'm going to try again right now. I'm going to try again right now. Begin update. All right, update the software. It says 30 minutes. That's a long time. All right, here we go. It's doing the whole little light show It's a laser light show. They should have a soundtrack to go along with this. And I'm holding this watch right on the phone, so there's like zero distance. Okay, the tiniest little sliver of status. Okay, it's chugging along. This may take less than 30 minutes, at least for the status bar to go by. I couldn't sit here and tell you how long it's actually going to be. But we're already, I would say we're already 1/13 of the way through. Maybe, well, I don't know, maybe 1/12. It's hard to say. Like if you took that sliver and multiplied it by 12, would you get all the way over to here? Half, quarter, eighth. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 1/12. I'm sorry to everybody who uses a metric system that can't understand fractions. We might even be 1/8 there, right? Because you get half, quarter, eighth. 1/8 of the way. All right. Let me know when it gets to 1/4. Let me know. I'll show you some other watches I have in the box. I just filmed a video about the GA-2100 BCE. Okay. And I put it head to head with the GAB-2100. But I'm just thinking about the rant video, like what I ranted about. It had more to do with the band than the watch. I did mention the watch, but I think I'm going to like title it as a comparison between the watch bands, because like it was one of those videos where I just hit record and started talking, and I did not cover everything that I could have. I did not really go into detail about the functions of each watch, one compared to the other, in terms of what the Bluetooth could do for the GAB-2100 in terms of time sync. So I may just do a whole nother video about these two, actually talking about the watches. But truth be told, I'll probably end up ranting about the straps. So this video that I'll publish about these two watches will be focusing more on the bands, you know, like the Cordura versus the Eco Cotton. Okay, and so Eco Cotton's, it's like supposed to be recycled cotton. It's just kind of dumb, because I mean, like, cotton's just a plant, right? I mean, you really need to recycle it? Probably not. All right, probably like a quarter of the way through. And they're like, oh, well, we're saving it from landfills. Well, I think it'd be really cool to just take this band and chuck it in a landfill. And it deserves to be in the landfill because a rivet popped out. But I did like it style-wise, right? And I did put it in the washing machine and dryer a few times. And I mean, I make fun of, you know, the Eco Cotton. I did like this watch a lot. You know, it's like I like it, but I'm bullying my watch. Even though I like it, I'm bullying it. It's friendly bullying. I'm just bullying it, but I do like it. This one, though, the Cordura fabric. Cordura is amazing. This like band that they have. And the funny thing is that, wait, are we halfway? Nope. Probably about 40%. The funny thing is like, so the cotton is dyed with, you know, organic material. So it's like healthy. It's probably does not like bleed toxic chemicals into your bloodstream, which could happen. I mean, I don't know if it does, but it could happen with, you know, dyes that could be in some other fabrics, you know. So I don't want to sit here and say, oh yeah, this is like so much better for your health. You wear this Cordura and you're gonna get like skin cancer or something ridiculous. I'm not a cancer sensationalist. I'm 44. My whole life I've heard how everything's gonna cause cancer. Now the state of California has like tags in every little thing I buy how it causes cancer. Just seems kind of ridiculous, you know. Oh, what happened here? All right, well, in the whole software process, our light show turned off. And so now we have a blank screen. See if you can see me. Oh, it's back. Please wait. Please wait for what? Oh, okay. Please wait for our new light show. All right. A little blinking. It's blinking, halfway done, and it's definitely not going to take 30 minutes. Oh, it says max time. Max time required, 30 minutes. All right. We got 30 minutes. Well, all right. Is there a minimum time required? Because I think that we've exceeded that. Guys, you remember this one? The WS-1700? I just like looking at this one. It's so pretty. I think I might wear this one tomorrow because I think I love the way it looks, right? It's just a regular Casio watch. And so I'm going to put it on Watch Crunch, which is an app that Tim Johnson told me about. And I am on there. And Paul Whaley was on there. Found him in the comments of a G-Shock. And I was like, where was it a G-Shock? I can't remember. But it's funny when you see names you recognize. So anyways, I followed Paul Whaley and I followed Tim Johnson. And I post some watch pictures on Watch Crunch, which is an app. And I do post some stuff on Twitter. But Twitter's I don't know. It's a place. We'll just say that. Project Zach was on there. Found Zach on Twitter or X. It's called X now. And so I think that I will be wearing this one tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. Might be. Another thing I think about it, I should probably wear the GBD-H2000 because if this doesn't say what it's updating, then I ought to wear this one in order to determine what changes there might be in the software of the GBD-H2000. Because they should publish bulletins, like they should have documentation, right? Like I studied computer science, in school, and like they were obsessed with documentation. This was back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like you spend all this time writing a computer program, then you spend like all this other time writing documentation. It's ridiculous. And they're like, oh, well, you need to learn documentation. I'm like, this is like, it's like you're studying computer science and English literature with the amount of like writing you have to do. It's a joke. But anyways, there is a certain level of documentation that should come with any software, especially a software update. Because I don't know what this is updating. I have no idea. It's not saying. And it's like, I'm looking online for what this software update might entail, and I don't know. All right, still going. And I have this watch very close. It can't get closer. Like the only way I could get it closer would be to mash it into the screen so that the iPhone bends. But short of that, it's making contact with the phone. The watch is touching the phone. They're touching. And that ought to, be enough in terms of, probably shouldn't move it either. Should probably just keep it here. There you go. I'm not going to touch it because that might, it might mess it up, right? And hopefully this will be done before 8 p.m. It's 7:20 now. At 8 p.m., all of these watches are going to chime for the turn of the hour. And it's going to cause so much vibrations that this phone's going to slip off this box. And this watch is going to slip down. And all of that information being transmitted could be corrupted. All right? Now, the good thing is that the turn of the hour, 8 p.m., is 40 minutes away. And this status bar has already guaranteed that the maximum time for update is 30 minutes. And by the way, this is the King, the GXW56BB. This is the King that has the multi-band 6. We covered the new two-tone utility series King with a positive display and solar charging, however, no multi-band 6. So I'm happy to see the new King with a positive display, and I'm furious that it doesn't have multiband 6. But that's how it is being a fan of the G-Shocks. Sometimes they throw you a bone, and you're stoked, but then you find out the bone has no meat, and you're upset. It's like not enough to have a bone. You want the meat on the bone. So. They'll always give you something to complain about, which is good if you have a G-Shock related YouTube channel. All right, if everything was roses, everything was happy, nobody would want to tune in to complain, right? And the good thing about G-Shock is that they give us stuff to complain about, right? Like the G-Shock watch with no multiband 6. What is the big deal? Like, just put the multiband 6 on there. Like, how big is the microchip for multiband 6? Like, look how big this watch is. You can't just find a place to put it in there, into that new two-tone utility series. There's no room. That's crazy. This is like the biggest watch they sell. There's a lot of room in there. So much room that this watch has a multiband 6. Why can't the Tough Utility series? I don't know. I made mention of this book that I'm reading called Rome and Persia. Let's see, I don't know if you guys can see it. By Adrian Goldsworthy. I mentioned that in the other video. Oh no, I just knocked it. Oh no, is all this information going to be corrupted? I don't know, we'll find out. It's still doing the light show. And we are about, I don't know, what'd you say, 70% of the way? It's not quite 75, maybe 65. But when you look at the thumbnail for this video, it should not say 30 minutes. It should not be 30 minutes long, because the max time for the update is 30 minutes. Actually, now that I think about it, the video could be 30 minutes long if I go on a tangent about something. In the other video, I went on a tangent about the dance that I went to when I was wearing the GBD-H2000 CT. Alright, yes, I did wear that to a dance. This is a Bertucci steel watch. It's like a field watch. What do you guys think about that? Alright, where are we now? Because I'm getting hungry. I don't even think we're 75% there yet. I'm getting really hungry. Sitting here. Doing this update. Do updates make you hungry? And what do you get hungry for? Because I'm hungry for a rotisserie chicken. Obviously, I would prefer to get, like steak or beef or something, but can't really afford that after buying all these G-Shock watches, and there's a whole lot of them here. Of course, we talked about the GBD-H2000 CT, the GA-H2100 BCE. What other watches do we have nearby? Well, we have my favorite, the Mudman GW-9500. No software update on this one. Straight out of the box. You have a really tough, really durable watch. Mud resist buttons. Oh, speaking of mud resist buttons, I was thinking of doing a video talking about how I think the King is like more mud resistant than all these other watches that have mud resistance, because like these buttons actually move and there's like cushioning behind them and everything. But on the King, it's like the buttons don't move, Is that a subject worth talking about? I think so. I think it could be a whole series of videos. All right, I'd say we're at least 75% of the way there for this update. And I think that as a courtesy, I would put on the video when the update ends so you could skip ahead. But no guarantees I could do that, because that type of stuff, it's just like, once you add another layer of complexity to the production of a video, it adds time and opportunity for procrastination. And so a lot of times stuff doesn't get done. It's so much easier to upload videos when it's just, you press record, you talk or do whatever, and then you hit stop, and then you upload that. Once you're like, oh, we need to edit it and add graphics, etc., etc., it's like, oh man, I gotta eat first. I'll do that after supper. And then, sure enough, you fall asleep. You finish what you're eating, and you're like, oh, let me just sit here for a minute. The next thing you know, you are in the land of slumber, and you're in dream world. Okay. How much? What of as a fraction? How much is left? Like 3/16. 3/16 of the length of that bar is left, like, to get to, meaning we've covered 13/16. No, I think there's more than 13/16 that we've covered. That's hard to say. Maybe we have 1/8 left. All right, well, the light show's still going on the watch, and I could possibly search online to see if there's anything about what is in the update. But doing a quick search, I did not find any bulletin explaining what the update brought to the watch. The last update that this watch got improved the GPS sync, like added dots to the GPS, getting everything synced up with the GPS. And who could forget the time that we updated this watch and we got trekking added to it? That was a joyous affair. Like, that was a workout. And some of you, who weren't there may be wondering, how could it have been a workout to add trekking to the GBD-H2000? Well, I was so ecstatic that I was like screaming, like yelling. And that's like a cardiovascular activity, because my my vocal cords are like so big and strong, like my whole voice box, really, that to move the vocal cords, move the whole voice box and everything, requires an extreme amount of energy. If my vocal cords and voice box are put in your throat, it would probably like wear you out, just to like say like, huh? Like, that would like put you out for the day. Like, you'd probably too much, You got to do some like strength training for your vocal cords. All right, we got a little bit left. 1/8, maybe not even. All right, and the light show still continues on the watch, the MIP display, and look at that arrow. This is hilarious. That arrow on this like little decoration, that arrow is a better arrow than the arrow on the compass on this watch. Like, this whole thing, it's just outrageous how much screen resolution they have for this watch, and how little of it they use for anything important. Like the compass should have, like a ring around it like that, with north, east, south, west. There should be a arrow for your bearing too. So like, like the bearing you want should be like blacked out, but then when you're pointing the right direction, like the arrow should like light up, you know, because it's like it's going over it, you know, like you know what I'm saying. There should be a bunch of arrows that go around a circle, and it's outrageous that the best usage of this display is just for this. It's just a decoration for when you're updating it, right? And I know that a lot of people have heard these rants. They're like, we don't want to hear it again. Well, I think it's pretty important, all right? And I'm trying to rein in the emotion, rein in the anger. There's no yelling going on right now. It's just, I'm just saying that this is like look at the screen resolution. There's all these pixels that you could use for all these different things, and they don't use them. The compass is the best example. I'll show you when it's done. The compass has the tiniest little arrow to point north, and it just points north, right? And so then you also in the middle have the numbers. Oh, something's happening. It says please wait. Okay, guys, look at that. Have you ever seen a status bar go from one side to the other? Well, today you have. See, that status bar has filled in all the way, and now it says please wait. Well, why am I waiting? The status bar has already gone across. There should be no more waiting. Oh my goodness, look, guys. All right. The software update is complete. It says connection established. The affected watches, affected with an A. You guys see that? Affected watches. Which watches were affected by this update? Well, it was the GBD-H2000. Okay. All right. Was it affected or affected? And the answer, of course, is affected. The software version, for those of you wondering, 13.10.15.009.1.04.0102.01. What does that mean? Does that mean anything? Well, do you guys see any dates in there? Oh, all right, I hit by accident. All right, what's different? Is anything different? Does that picture look different? A little bit. A little bit. Do I see anything here that's different? There's a tutorial on the bottom. Watch settings, phone finder. None of that looks different. Pressure trend information. Is any of that? Well, I thought I turned this on. Send settings to watch. All right. Now I'm going to know if the pressure changes. It's going to be like arrows and stuff and beeping. All right. My nighttime. Guys, I don't know what is different. Are there new widgets? No new widgets. Are there new exercises? Well, let's look at them all. Running, trail running, walking, trekking, pool swimming, open water swimming, biking, gym workout, interval timer, other activity. Those seem to be the same. All right. Let me just kind of look through the watch. Let me try and start a running workout and see if anything's different on here. Starting up GPS. All right, let's see the status dots for that. All right, we get the status dots for the GPS. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to pick up the GPS inside. All right, gentlemen, I'm going to have to do some online sleuthing to see what kind of updates this may have had. All right, there's no indication at all for what it was, but if I do find something, I'll include it in.